Well, when I first saw my father and uncles perform, just seeing the fans' reactions and the energy, that really inspired me to want to be.
The Jackson name may open doors, but Jaafar Jackson understood from the beginning that a famous surname alone would never be enough. Born into one of the most legendary families in music history, he chose a far more difficult path, earning his place through dedication, discipline, and relentless hard work. While the world saw Michael Jackson's nephew, Jaafar saw a challenge. He spent countless hours rehearsing alone, studying every movement, every expression, and every detail that made his uncle a global icon. Day after day, he stood in front of mirrors, perfecting routines and performances, determined to prove he belonged on merit rather than family connections. His transformation didn't happen overnight. It was built through years of commitment, sacrifice, and an unwavering pursuit of excellence. What began as the journey of a relatively unknown nephew eventually led to an extraordinary opportunity, becoming the face of one of the most anticipated and highest-grossing music biopics ever produced. For Jaafar Jackson, success was never about carrying a famous legacy. It was about earning the right to continue it.
Years in, they told me they're going to want to work even harder, double the hours I was already putting in.
Success demanded more than talent. It required obsession, sacrifice, and an unwavering commitment to the craft. Long before the world knew his name, Jaafar Jackson was born into one of music's most famous dynasties. As the second son of Jermaine Jackson and Alejandra Genevieve Ozayaza, he entered the world at Cedars Sinai Medical Center on a warm July afternoon. The Jackson surname was already legendary, but there was no sign yet that this child would one day carry part of that legacy into a new generation. His childhood in California was far from ordinary. Surrounded by music, creativity, and family gatherings, Jaafar grew up in an environment where artistic excellence was a daily reality. Yet his first dream had little to do with singing. He became passionate about golf and spent years imagining a future as a professional athlete. But music had other plans. As he entered his teenage years, singing began to take center stage in his life. What started as curiosity quickly developed into dedication. By the age of 12, he was spending more time practicing vocals than perfecting his golf swing. Family members noticed the change immediately. His growing confidence and natural musical instincts suggested that he had inherited more than just the Jackson name. Visits to Neverland and time spent around Michael Jackson left a lasting impression. Jaafar witnessed firsthand the discipline that existed behind every legendary performance. He learned that greatness wasn't the result of luck or magic. It came from endless rehearsals, attention to detail, and an almost obsessive commitment to improvement. Those lessons stayed with him. Gradually, the golf clubs were pushed aside and replaced with microphones, keyboards, and recording equipment. While many assumed fame would come automatically because of his family connections, the reality was very different. Inside the Jackson family, talent was expected to be developed through hard work. No surname could replace dedication. Jaafar embraced that mindset completely. He spent countless hours at the piano, teaching himself melodies and chord progressions by ear. Every mistake became part of the learning process. He would repeat songs over and over, refining his technique, expanding his vocal range, and strengthening his musical instincts. Practice sessions often stretched late into the evening, driven by a determination to become a true artist in his own right. When television cameras occasionally captured moments from the Jackson family's life, Jaafar remained largely out of the spotlight. Rather than chasing attention, he preferred spending his time improving behind closed doors. While others focused on the public image, he focused on the work. Those years of preparation would eventually shape the performer the world sees today. Long before being selected to portray Michael Jackson on the big screen, Jaafar was quietly building the skills, discipline, and confidence needed to step into one of the most demanding roles in entertainment history. His journey wasn't defined by the legacy he inherited. It was defined by the effort he invested in proving he deserved it. Every opportunity became a lesson for Jaafar Jackson. In 2021, he appeared in the music video for Tito Jackson's Love One Another. While his role was small, Jaafar treated the experience like a masterclass. He paid close attention to lighting setups, camera movements, and the rhythm of a professional production. What looked like a simple background appearance to viewers became valuable training for the challenges that awaited him. By his early 20s, he had already invested thousands of hours into developing his craft. Most of that work happened away from the spotlight. There were no headlines, no major awards, and no guarantees of success, just a relentless commitment to improvement. His first major step as a recording artist arrived in 2019 with the release of Got Me Singing. The upbeat Latin-inspired track showcased a different side of Jaafar's musical personality. Filmed against a colorful backdrop of Rio de Janeiro, the music video featured vibrant streets, breathtaking scenery, and an energetic atmosphere that matched the song's optimistic tone. The release generated respectable attention, but it was far from a breakout hit. Rather than viewing that as a disappointment, Jaafar saw it as an education. The project taught him valuable lessons about recording, live performance, stage presence, and the realities of the music industry. Every success and every setback became part of his development. Then came the opportunity that would change everything. For years, producers searched across the world for someone capable of portraying Michael Jackson in a major Hollywood biopic. Countless auditions were held, and numerous performers were considered. The challenge was immense. The role required someone who could capture not only Michael's appearance, but also his energy, emotions, and unique presence. When Jaafar entered the audition room, there were no elaborate costumes or special effects. Just a camera, a script, and years of preparation behind him. Director Antoine Fuqua immediately recognized something special. Beyond the physical resemblance, he noticed subtle qualities that felt authentic: the body language, the mannerisms, and the natural connection to Michael's essence. Producers believed they had finally found the person capable of carrying the film. The announcement transformed Jaafar's life overnight. Suddenly, a performer with little Hollywood experience was entrusted with leading one of the most ambitious music biopics ever produced. Expectations soared. Fans, critics, and industry insiders all wanted to know whether he could live up to the challenge. His family's response was simple: prove it. Rather than relying on praise, the Jackson family encouraged him to earn the role through hard work. Their support wasn't passive, it was practical. Family members shared advice, memories, and insights that could help him better understand Michael both as a performer and as a person. Their guidance strengthened his confidence, but the real work was still ahead. For nearly 2 years, Jaafar dedicated himself completely to preparation. He spent countless hours in rehearsal studios studying concert footage, interviews, and performances. He analyzed not only Michael's iconic moves, but also the small details that most people never noticed: the pauses, the posture, the expressions, and the emotional transitions between moments. His goal wasn't imitation. It was understanding. Day after day, he immersed himself in Michael's world. The process consumed his schedule. Weekends disappeared. Social events became rare. The rehearsal room became his second home, and the mirror became his most honest critic. The transformation extended beyond movement. To prepare vocally, Jaafar carefully studied Michael's speaking patterns and vocal delivery. He practiced endlessly, refining his tone and rhythm while developing a deeper understanding of how Michael communicated on and off stage. Some days left him physically exhausted, but he continued pushing forward, determined to honor the role. Dance training proved equally demanding. Working with choreographers who had first-hand experience with Michael Jackson's performances, Jaafar faced a level of scrutiny few performers ever encounter. Every movement had to feel natural. Every step had to carry intention. Repetition became the foundation of progress. There were difficult days. There were moments of frustration. Yet each challenge pushed him closer to his goal. Eventually, the movements stopped feeling rehearsed and started feeling instinctive. One of the most meaningful parts of his preparation took place at the Jackson family home in Encino. Training in the same environment where Michael had spent years perfecting his craft gave Jaafar a unique perspective. Surrounded by decades of family history, he focused on understanding the discipline that had fueled Michael's greatness. What he learned was surprisingly simple. Every gesture mattered. Every movement served a purpose. And every legendary performance was built on thousands of unseen hours of work. For Jaafar Jackson, Havenhurst was never a museum frozen in time. It was a living workshop. The same mirrors that once reflected Michael Jackson's rehearsals now reflected his nephew's determination. Every room carried memories of decades spent perfecting performances, and Jaafar approached those spaces with a student's mindset. He wasn't searching for nostalgia. He was searching for understanding. What fascinated him most wasn't perfection. It was the moments when perfection slipped. A misstep during rehearsal, a slight hesitation before a movement, a performance adjustment made in real time. Those moments revealed the human being behind the icon and helped Jaafar understand Michael on a deeper level. Over time, he filled notebooks with observations, sketches, and detailed notes. The choreography stopped feeling like individual moves and started feeling like a language. Every gesture told a story. Every performance communicated an emotion. His challenge was learning how to speak that language authentically. Then came the announcement that changed everything. When director Antoine Fuqua officially revealed Jaafar's casting, the news spread across the entertainment world within hours. Fans, journalists, and industry insiders immediately began discussing the decision. Some were excited. Others were skeptical. Everyone had an opinion, but those closest to the project felt confident. After reviewing countless auditions from performers around the world, the filmmakers believed they had found someone uniquely qualified to portray Michael Jackson. It wasn't just the resemblance. It was the combination of movement, voice, discipline, and emotional understanding that convinced them. For Jaafar, however, the announcement brought pressure rather than celebration. Millions of people would eventually watch his performance. Millions would compare him to one of the most recognizable entertainers in history. The responsibility felt enormous. Instead of focusing on the attention, he focused on the work. When production began, preparation intensified. Long filming days were filled with rehearsals, choreography sessions, vocal training, and dramatic scenes that required emotional depth. The cast and crew worked tirelessly to bring Michael Jackson's story to life. Veteran actors helped create an environment of professionalism and support. Every department contributed to the larger goal of honoring a complicated and influential legacy. Yet even during filming, Jaafar remained focused on authenticity. He dedicated countless hours to understanding Michael's voice, mannerisms, and stage presence. Rather than attempting a simple imitation, he worked to capture the spirit behind the performances. The smallest details mattered: the way Michael held a microphone, the rhythm of his speech, and the emotions hidden beneath his public image. That attention to detail became one of the defining features of his performance. When early footage began appearing online, audiences reacted immediately. Fans analyzed every frame, comparing scenes from the film with real-life footage. Social media exploded with discussions about how closely Jaafar resembled his uncle. The attention was overwhelming. Yet instead of celebrating the growing excitement, he returned to the rehearsal room. He understood that expectations were rising with every new teaser, trailer, and promotional image. The hype could take care of itself. His responsibility was delivering the performance. As reviews began arriving, reactions varied. Some critics praised the film while others expressed reservations about certain creative decisions. However, one point appeared consistently across many reviews: Jaafar's performance stood out. Reviewers repeatedly highlighted his transformation, noting how convincingly he captured Michael's physical presence, vocal style, and emotional complexity. For a performer stepping into his first major film role, the recognition was significant. But the praise that mattered most came from his family. Years of preparation, sacrifice, and self-doubt suddenly felt worthwhile when those who knew Michael best recognized the effort behind the performance. Their approval carried a weight that no headline or review could match. Then audiences finally had their turn. When the film reached theaters, fans around the world showed up in massive numbers. The excitement extended far beyond longtime Michael Jackson supporters. Younger audiences who had never experienced Michael's career firsthand became curious about his music, performances, and influence on popular culture. The film sparked conversations across generations. Streaming numbers for Michael's music surged. Classic songs found new audiences. Dance challenges and performance tributes spread across social media. Record stores reported renewed interest in albums that had originally been released decades earlier. For many viewers, the movie became more than entertainment. It became an introduction to one of the most influential artists in music history. As the project's impact continued growing, Jaafar remained grounded. He consistently emphasized that the story belonged first to Michael Jackson and the legacy he left behind. His role was simply to honor that legacy with honesty, dedication, and respect. Looking back, his journey had never been about fame. It was about preparation. It was about the thousands of unseen hours spent practicing in empty rooms, studying performances, and pushing himself beyond his limits. It was about earning the opportunity rather than expecting it. From a young musician searching for his own identity to the actor entrusted with portraying the king of pop, Jaafar Jackson's story became proof that some legacies are not simply inherited. They are earned through discipline, sacrifice, and an unwavering commitment to excellence. And for Jaafar, that journey is only beginning.